persecution against the church, which was at Jerusalem. And the Bible says at that time, the believers were scattered abroad. That's the same word used in James 1, verse 1, the Greek word diasporia. The believers were ripped out of their homes, lost their businesses, lost their employment, and they were scattered randomly like seed all over the eastern lands of the Roman Empire. That is the scattering that is referred to in James chapter 1, verse 1. Now, some scholars will say that James was writing to all Jews who lived everywhere in the Roman Empire. Well, that could be true, but technically that's not correct. He was writing to Christian believers, Christian Jews, those who had come to Christ and those who had lost a lot because of their faith in the Messiah. They'd been scattered abroad because of their faith. And we know that these believers who had suffered so much and now they've been scattered abroad because of their faith, they're really suffering. They've lost their jobs, they've lost their finances. In many cases, some of them have been beaten. Many of them can't find other members of their family because they were so quickly scattered abroad, very disconnected, disjointed, suffering, asking a lot of questions. And we even know what questions they were asking because of James chapter 1, verse 13. So let's go there next. And in James chapter 1, verse 13, James responds to correspondence that he has received from these believers that are suffering. They're really in a trap. And he responds to their correspondence. They're writing to him. Well, of course, he's the half-brother of Jesus. He's the leader of the church in Jerusalem. Who else are they going to address their questions to? So they're writing to James. And James responds to them in James chapter 1, verse 13, when he says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man." When you read this in the Greek text, it's different in a very significant way. In Greek, it begins with a very strong prohibition, where he says, let no man say, that's the King James Version. The Greek literally means stop saying what you're saying. It is a prohibition. It's a rebuke. Pastor James is now speaking to the members of his flock, and he's saying, I hear what you're saying. I don't like what you're saying. What you're saying is not right. I won't tolerate this anymore. How dare you say it? Let no man say, stop saying it. Never say it again. What in the world were they saying? He says, let no man say when he is tempted, I'm tempted of God. That word tempted is a translation of the Greek word pirazo. The word pirazo means to test, to try to cause someone to fail, to falter, to stumble, or even to bring destruction into a person's life. The Greek word pirazo, here translated try or test. Now, interesting that when you look at the word pirazo throughout the New Testament, you find it is used to describe the devil when the devil tries and tests people. Does the devil test people for any good reason? Of course not. He's always trying to bring people down. He's trying to destroy them. We find it's used to describe the tempter. When Jesus was in the wilderness, the tempter came to try or to test Jesus. That's the Greek word pirazo. The devil didn't have anything good in mind. He wanted to bring Jesus down. It was a test calculated to destroy. We find this word try, the word test, the Greek word pirazo, used to describe the behavior of the Pharisees and the Sadducees when they would test Jesus. With their words, they were trying to bring Jesus down, to catch Jesus, to cause Jesus to stumble, to wobble, to fall, to destroy him. They were in a very calculated way trying to destroy him, ruin him, and take him down. That is the word pirazo. It is a test calculated to bring about personal destruction. That is the word which now James uses in James chapter 1 and verse 13. So when the Bible says, let no man say when he is tempted, I'm tempted of God, he's describing a temptation that is specifically designed to destroy. It is destructive. One man has even translated this, let no man say when his life is being crushed, decimated, and destroyed. It's important that we know the usage of that word in this verse because it tells us what James' readers were going through. They felt they were being decimated, crushed, destroyed. Something was happening to them which was destructive. They were in a very deep, dark ditch. They were really in a